Hello, Captains. Welcome to a couple exciting episodes in Joe's Discovery called The Nth Rule and Ruins of Doom.
There's a Starfleet distress signal coming from the Kinger system. The USS Birmingham was investigating pirate activity in the area while on patrol. There's a large concentration of spore colonies in that system. If pirates are in the spore business now, we have a new problem to deal with. We better see what's going on there. Pirates, it's hairy mud all over again.
Yes, indeed.
Looks like there was a fight here recently. I'm not picking up any House Mokai ships on the sensors, though. If they're here, they're under cloak.
We're getting a hail from the Birmingham.
Good to see you. Admiral Cabret, at your service. As you can see, we're dealing with an unexpected breakout of hostilities here.
What happened here, Admiral?
We came here to determine the status of a rather unusual variety of spore. As we were getting our bearings, a Ferengi marauder dropped out of cloak and unleashed hell.
Did I hear you correctly? A Ferengi ship with a cloaking device?
Afraid so. Fortunately, the Carter and Shergat were able to respond before the Ferengi finished us off. Once they arrived, the Daemon pursued the better part of Valor and went back under cloak. Now that you're here, I believe the Ferengi will cut and run, assuming they're still out there hiding.
The odds aren't in their favor at the moment.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm reading low-level radiation coming from a nearby asteroid. I think your Ferengi is out there harvesting spores, Admiral.
We need to stop that immediately.
Take the Carter and Shergat with you. The Ferengi will think twice about attacking a group of ships, and you might be able to put an end to all this without firing a shot.
Agreed. Let's get to it then.
The Carter is ready to assist you.
Lead the way. The Shergat will follow.
I thought I made
Reading a
myself
single
clear to
Ferengi
that
vessel,
woolly-faced
Marauder class.
Starfleet Admiral.
They've decloaked.
This salvage is mine and mine alone. Now run along before I'm forced to damage that pretty ship and take it as a prize. After all, even a damaged ship of that class will fetch a fine pile of latinum.
I think you're overestimating your chances, Modron.
That's what you get for doing your own thinking, friend. Allow me to show you the error of your ways.
Have it your way. Red alert.
Leave enough of their ships for salvage. I'll be under cloak.
Greatest Ferengi ever, or raises. Well, there's good news and bad news. Which would you like to hear first?
Let's hear the bad news.
Bad news, the Ferengi managed to harvest a spore colony from the asteroid before we arrived. He's got more than enough to make our lives difficult if he sells to Ja'ul.
And the good news?
The Ferengi ship just dropped out of cloak, and by the look of things, they're suffering a full propulsion system breakdown. No impulse, no warp, thrusters only. So, how do you feel about taking those spores off their hands?
Sounds like a great idea. Let's make it happen.
start, let me remind you that I have what you want, and it's one button press away from disintegration. My ship might be a mess, but my personal phaser works just fine.
Right. Energize.
You beamed out my spores! Not one, not some, but all my spores! I'm ruined! Oh, I don't suppose you're interested in a very promising business opportunity on Ryza? Beachfront property?
Hard pass. You're under arrest, Modron.
We've got company, angry company. They're targeting us and the Ferengi.
Red alert, all hands battle stations.
The nerve of some people. Do they not know the 16th rule of acquisition? A deal is a deal! Ah, but you're not a barbarian like those... Never mind. You've got class, I can tell.
Thank you, but you're still under arrest.
Now, don't be so hasty, my classy, well-armed friend. Before you haul me off, let me tempt you with a one-of-a-kind offer. That Ryzian timeshare I mentioned earlier, plus a full barrel of Tranya. 2386 vintage. That's easily worth my weight in latinum.
Ops, prepare a tractor beam. Let's get Modron where he belongs.
I'll tell you where the Delton Crown jewels are hidden.
The Birmingham is ready for action, and not a moment too soon. It looks like Modron's treacherous friends are coming back for a rematch.
We're seeing them too, Admiral.
I can honestly say I had nothing to do with these ships coming to kill us. They're doing it all on their own. You aren't going to let them kill me, are you? I'm helpless. You have to protect me.
We'll do all we can, but you're still under arrest after all. Will do.
Well fought indeed. They'll think twice about coming after us again. I'll let Alliance Command know what happened here today. If Jeula or any of Modron's friends try to harvest the spores in this system, we'll make sure they have a nice welcoming party waiting for them.
And Modron?
Modron's on his way to a Federation holding facility. We will make sure he faces justice for what he's done here today. Rest assured. Your work is done here. We'll take care of the wrap-up. Cabret, out.
Have fun, April. And now we'll start the Ruins of Doom.
The Klingons think House Mokai forces are up to something in the Imaga system. I understand there was a problem with a planet killer in that system a while back. Interesting. Oh, where was I? Right, Imaga. In addition to a lot of debris and the ruins of this planet killer, there are spore colonies there. And House Mokai is probably harvesting them, so we should put a stop to that real soon.
Very well. Let's go.
Getting some unusual readings from the spore colonies in this system. They're mutating at an accelerated rate, absorbing and emitting some nasty radiation as they do so.
Harpang radiation. It was used to destroy the Doomsday Machine.
Right, well, the spores are growing on the debris of this Doomsday Machine, which is where all of that radiation is coming from. This is a problem. The radiation is bleeding into the mycelial network through the spores. It'll cause serious damage if we don't deal with it soon.
Recommendations.
Hate to say it, but we need to cull the mutated spore colonies before the damage to the network is too great to reverse.
Understood. Helm, take us to the first spore colony.
We do not want to get hit by those radiation missiles. Trust me. Watch out. Mokai raiders on an intercept. Deal with the next spore colony before the Mokai send reinforcements.
Very good.
Colony neutralized. Let's head toward the next one. Picking up Mokai ships on long-range sensors. We're about to have company.
I don't think so, Jula.
Will bring this world to be honorless weapon for the Empire!
Kapla.
We will fight another day!
Coward.
The rebels are free. Let us dispose of this foxhog and be done with it. Glorious! Did you see how Ja'ula ran like a scalded Targ? She is not Klingon, and a disgrace to the memory of her honorable brother. We shall remain vigilant. If the coward Ja'ula shows her hideous face here again, I will finish what we started here this day. I will send her, screaming, to the gates of Grethor!
She has a lot to answer for.
Is it me, or do most forms of Klingon justice ultimately end with screaming in Grethor? You know, never mind. I think I know the answer to that. Look, as long as House Mokai isn't polluting and destroying the mycelial network, I'm good.
Alright, Captains, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.